Welcome back to Raw Sports Talk. I'm Chris, your favorite stat reader, and this is probably one of the better matchups that we do have for Sunday. We have the Buccaneers hosting the Eagles. Both of these teams are 3-0. The Eagles are 3.5-point road favorites. The over-under is at 43.5 points. The Eagles are minus 198 on the money line, and the Buccaneers are plus 164. Now, these are the pre-kickoff lines. They're going to change the closer we get to kickoff on Sunday. The spread has gone up by 0.5 point, and the over-under has come down by a point so far. Now, head-to-head, the Buccaneers are 6-4 against the Eagles in their last 10 meetings against them. The Buccaneers have beaten the Eagles the last 2 times that they've played them. Once was last year. The home team has won the last 2 games that they've played against each other. The home team is 5-5. The underdog has won the last 2 games that they've played against each other. The underdog is 6-4 against the spread. The favorite is 5-5 on the money line. The over is 6-4. Now at 44.5, if you happen to get it at that, the over was 7-3. Now at 43.5, because the over/under went down, we'll see if it's still 7-3, or if we see if that 1 point makes a difference, and it actually does. The over is 8-2, because one game hit 44, so it went under by a half. The last time they played each other was September 29th of 2024, last year, basically a full calendar year ago. And the Buccaneers won that game 33-16 at home. Now, I'm not sure Hurts played in that game, because I know he did get hurt. I'm not trying to play on words on his name. I'm pretty sure he got hurt earlier in the year last year. Now, it's supposed to be 86 degrees with 5-mile-an-hour winds to the southwest and a 10% chance of rain. The Eagles are averaging 159.7 yards passing per game, which is actually worst in the league. The Buccaneers are averaging 205 yards per game through the air, which is 21st in the league. But when you look at Baker's stats, they're serviceable. The Eagles averaging 122 yards rushing per game, 14th in the league. The Buccaneers averaging 130.7 rushing yards per game, which is 7th in the league. The Eagles are averaging 25.7 points per game, which is 8th in the league. The Buccaneers are averaging 24 points per game, which is 12th in the league. So a 2-point swing, let's just call it. Defensively, the Eagles are allowing 21 points per game. The Buccaneers are averaging 22 points per game. The Eagles are ranked 15th in points allowed. The Buccaneers are ranked 17th, that 1 point difference. The Eagles are giving up 133.3 yards per game on the ground, which is 24th. The Buccaneers are giving up 84 yards per game on the ground, which is 6th in the league. So strength versus strength. The Eagles are giving up 190.3 passing yards per game, which is 7th in the league. The Buccaneers, 234. So if you're listening to this statistically speaking, the Eagles are going to have to pass to beat the Buccaneers. Hurts hasn't had to do it, and he does what's required of him to win. So I'm not going to put his stats where I'm going to diminish what he's done, because his team is 3-0. Now, the same could be said for Baker. He's led 3 come-from-behind victories to start this season. The Eagles did have to come from behind in the last game. They beat the Cowboys 24-20. They beat the Chiefs 20-17, and then they beat the Rams 33-6 on a blocked field goal at the end of the game, which they ended up scooping and scoring. They blocked back-to-back field goals against the Rams. Otherwise, this would be another one-possession game that the Eagles would have played. That last blocked field goal was the difference in it not being. For the Buccaneers, all 3 games, one-possession games, beating the Falcons 23-20, the Texans 20-19, and the Jets 29-27. Everyone and their mother, I really have a feeling, is going to take the Eagles in this game. And it has nothing to do with the fact of how the Eagles played last year. Just sometimes some teams play another team well. It means absolutely nothing in the regular season. I think in the playoffs, if they have to play this game and they have to play in Philly versus playing in Tampa, the edge goes back to the Eagles. But the Buccaneers are stronger against the run than the Eagles are. The Eagles give up. The points per game are a little bit different. I'm going to take the Buccaneers on this one. I'm going to take the Bucs on the money line. I'm going to take the Bucs getting the points. 42 seems to be where they're at. A lot of these games that these teams have been playing have been one possession games, 20-17, 24-20. I'm going to lean the over under is 43.5. If the game hits 24-20 or 24-21, the game goes over. I'll lean over. These are just my picks. If you disagree, please go with your gut and please bet responsibly.